He's taught history at American University for almost 50 years. He's a former steeplechase champion.
It's a race designed for horses, but run by people.
Tic-tac-toe!
And a former quiz show winner.
I had a 16-show winning streak, won 4 cars.
But we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here because
Allan Lichtman.
Allan Lichtman
is the Nostradamus of presidential elections. He's accurately predicted them for 4 decades. Yes, even that one.
Donald Trump sent me a note. Congrats, Professor. Good call, in his big Sharpie letters.
Now, Allan's ready to tell us who will win in 2020. But we'll come back to that. Allan Lichtman is certain we've been thinking about elections all wrong.
The pollsters and the pundits cover elections as though they were horse races. But history tells us voters are not fooled by the tricks of the campaign. Voters vote pragmatically according to how well the party holding the White House has governed the country.
So, polls are worthless?
They are snapshots in time. None of this, in the end, has any impact whatsoever on the outcome of a presidential election.
So Allan Lichtman designed a better system to predict presidential winners. He calls it
the keys to the White House.
And like some other politics these days, there's a Russian involved.
In 1981, I met Volodya Kailas-Borak. Volodya turned to me and said, "We are going to collaborate."
By the way, Volodya wasn't a historian or a politician. He was a leading expert in predicting earthquakes.
At this point, I thought the guy was either nuts or KGB.
He wasn't.
We recast American presidential elections as stability, the party holding the White House keeps the White House, and earthquake, the White House party is turned out of power.
So they got to work.
We looked at every presidential election from 1860 to 1980.
What they found were 13 keys. Only 2 of which have anything to do with the traits of the candidates. Allan has used the keys to accurately predict every election. First in 1984, calling it 2 years early before anyone even knew who Reagan's contender would be. In 1988, calling it in spring when Bush was trailing Dukakis. Again in 92, 96, and in 2000 when he called it for Al Gore. Hey, Allan!
No, I wasn't wrong. I correctly predicted that Al Gore would win the popular vote. When I first developed the system...
Oh, what a fraud, dude. If you're taking credit for the Trump win, despite the fact that he lost the popular vote, then how are you going to turn around and, I guess with Gore, it's a little different. So in 2016, he said Trump would win the popular vote. So he was wrong on 2016 as well. Okay, this guy's a fraud, dude. What a Weasley little liar, dude.
In 81, you had to go all the way back to 1888 to find a divergence between the popular vote and the Electoral College vote.
So Allan eventually started calling the winner, not just the popular vote, which was useful 16 years later when, well, you know.
I'm a Democrat, and the toughest thing in being a forecaster is to keep your own politics out of it.
But that's enough history, Professor. Let's get to it. What do Allan's 13 keys predict for 2020?
And remember, an answer of true always favors the re-election of the White House party. If 6 or more of the keys are false, you get a political earthquake.
Okay, number 1. The White House party gained House seats between midterm elections.
Republicans lost the U.S. House midterms in 2018, so false.
Number 2, there is no primary contest for the White House party.
No Republicans challenged Trump for his renomination, so true.
Number 3, the incumbency key. The sitting president is running for re-election.
Doesn't look like he's stepping down, so true.
4, there's no third-party challenger.
Despite claims by Kanye West to be running, this is a 2-party race.
This is looking pretty good.
Sorry. Gloria Riva And Howie Hawkins would like to have a word, sir, is what the 12 people in my audience, La Riva, sorry. The 12 people even in my audience who are advocating for them would say. Just saying. This is the dumbest way to predict an election ever. Hey man, you can't deny. The results are undeniable.
Good for Trump so far. Number 5. The short-term economy is strong.
The pandemic has pushed the economy into recession.
Or wait, Joe
False.
Jorgensen?
6. Long-term economic growth during this presidential term has been as good as the past 2 terms.
The pandemic has caused such negative GDP growth in 2020 that the key has turned false.
Number 7. The White House has made major changes to national policy.
Through his big tax cut, but mostly through his executive orders, Trump has fundamentally changed the policies of the Obama era. So true.
Number 8. There is no social unrest during the term.
There has been considerable social unrest on the streets with enough violence to threaten the social order. So false.
Number 9. The White House is untainted by scandal.
My favorite key. As I predict.
What fucking White House has not been tainted by scandal? I mean, I guess Barack Obama, you could technically say it because, like, they had a pretty good lock on the media and, like, control over the media. This is such a fucking... Dude, this is so... no, well, Benghazi is one. It's later down the line. And like, Benghazi wasn't a fucking... There was no one... Benghazi was not a fucking scandal in Obama's re-election. But again, these metrics are ridiculous. And like, the real scandal would have been something like Snowden, but... Yeah, they had a better lock on. They had a better lock on media. They were so much better at like controlling the media than the Trump campaign is or the Trump administration is.
Predicted Trump was impeached. Plus, he has plenty of other scandals. So false.
Like, look at the examples that they used scandal-wise. God, this is peak lib shit, dude.
Key.
How the f*** is this guy a professor, dude? Holy shit. Oh my God.
As I predicted, Trump was impeached. Plus, he has plenty
legitimate scandal. Legitimate
of
scandal.
other
yeah.
scandals. So false.
Number 10. The White House has no major...
I think the word... God, I guess it's also like the way that the American electorate broadly sees something as a scandal.
Foreign or military failures abroad.
We've had some very difficult moments with Donald Trump, but so far, true.
11. The White House has a major success abroad.
While Trump hasn't had any big, splashy failures, he hasn't had any major successes either. So, false.
12. The incumbent party candidate is charismatic.
Donald Trump is a great showman, but he only appeals to a narrow slice of the American people.
Now, this is true, right? This is, of course, very true. But the problem is the American elections are called by an already narrow base of voters. The problem is, like, if you have 30% of the voters locked down with tremendous enthusiasm, especially if you're in the Republican Party, which has structured the current contemporary elections or our current contemporary electoral processes in a way that benefits them, and also has pre-existing inequalities built into the system like the Electoral College, also benefit landowners and benefit smaller states with Republican voters, then you can win. And Trump 2016 shows that reality, especially if your opposition is not someone that people are enthusiastically voting for. I don't know. I mean, You can certainly win with a captivated 30%.
And as a result, false.
13. The challenger is uncharismatic.
Biden is a decent, empathetic person, but he's not inspirational or charismatic. So true.
That means
At least he's honest.
Keys predict that Trump will lose the White House.
that's Allan Lichtman's prediction. And Allan Lichtman is always right.
Don't just take my word for it. There are forces at play.
I mean, he was wrong on Trump apparently because he said Trump was going to win the popular vote, and he was wrong on Gore because he said Gore won the popular vote but then ultimately lost. I guess Gore is an asterisk that I think Gore is a reasonable asterisk though, because he literally won. Like, he won the election and lost because of Florida and Jeb Bush and some of the same figures, actually, that are still in power. Most notably, recently pardoned anime villain. Never pays attention to the video. Gore won the Supreme Court pack by dad, won the WC. Yeah. I know he said he switched from popular vote predictions to overall predictions. I know he said that. Oh, he never said Trump would win the popular vote? He stopped doing popular vote, bro. Okay. All right. You guys want to believe. I got it. They said after Gore, he switched from predicting the popular vote to the winner of the Electoral College, but they don't explain what that means. Like, how the fuck did he change his formula? Yeah. He incorrectly predicted that Trump would win the popular vote in 2016, but hey, who cares about details like that? Oh, Nate Silver is pissed, dude. Nate Silver is pissed. Not seeing the popular vote qualifier here.
I'm out of control. I apologize for that.
Thanks for reacting to my video.
Wait, is Nate Silver lying?
Now follow me back on Twitter, you himbo.
He also predicted that Gore would win the presidency and pretends he was correct because Gore won the popular vote. Then he predicted Trump would win after changing his methodology to equate the Electoral College and vote, and pretends he was right about...
Hassle.
He was right even though he lost the popular vote. Incorrect, Hassan. He changed his model to predict winner, not popular vote, not winner. Dude, y'all just want to fucking believe, dude. Yo, you want a fucking snake charmer, dude. You want a televangelist. Nate Silver, who was so wrong about 2016, misrepresents my 2016 prediction. In my 2016 Washington Post interview, I clearly predicted that Trump would win the presidency. I said nothing about the popular vote. I no longer predict the popular vote. This is great. It's like liberal infighting. Pretty funny to me. I like it. Would you do really good to listen instead of thirst trapping on Insta? Man, shut up.
Hi Chad, hi Hassan.
His system was flawed. He fixed it and it worked. I mean, first of all manner of election predictors are charlatans, okay? This is my position across the board. I will entertain it because it's funny and fun and whatever. But like literally everyone that is like, oh, I predicted every electoral outcome, like blah, 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 they're fucking hacks. At the very best, we're looking at a 50-50 shot consistently. Like, come on, dude. Come the fuck on. Like, the other entity that does this correctly is a fucking octopus. Or I think there's a monkey too, right? So while I'm entertaining this because it itself is an entertaining concept, don't for a moment ever fucking bank on any of these people that tell you like, oh, without a doubt, this is correct or whatever. You can dream if you want. Even Nate Silver is 100% a fucking hack. I literally say it all the time. What do you mean? Nate Silver might run models, complex models, and has a methodology, but ultimately he turns everything around into a pundit. His analysis is punditry. He is a neoliberal pundit. That octopus died. That's funny. So you don't believe that Joe Biden will win? No, I think Joe Biden has a good shot at winning. I think it's his race to lose currently. But I also am not a fool who engages in confirmation bias when it comes to a person like this dude whose methodology seems a little flawed regardless.
Outside the keys, voter suppression, Russian meddling. It's up to you, the voter, to decide the future of our democracy. So get out and vote. Vote in person. Vote by mail. As Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict the future is to choose it.
What? I like this though. I do like this. Oh man, the New York Times videos are popping off. We will definitely watch more New York Times videos.